Dubai is at it again. The city known for pushing the limits is now taking things to an entirely new level, with some insane megaprojects that you kind of have to see to believe. I'm talking about a floating research hub, plenty of new super tall skyscrapers, a 100-meter tall wellness resort with waterfalls cascading between its terraces, and towers designed to actually capture sandstorms. Some of these megaprojects are just concepts, but some are already under construction. Hey, I'm your host Regis, and today we're exploring the $100 billion megaprojects reshaping Dubai's future. And we're starting with the Loop. At the moment, pretty much everyone in Dubai travels by car, but that could soon change, thanks to this climate-controlled cycling network, a 93-kilometer loop that will circle the entire city. Just take a look at this. The loop will be a fully enclosed, air-conditioned highway connecting over 3 million residents to services and locations across the city. The idea is that you'll be able to cycle to work even when it's 45 degrees Celsius outside, without breaking a sweat. And apparently, the cycling highway will be powered by renewable energy generated from kinetic power as cyclists move through it, and it's supposed to use 100% recycled water for the vertical farms and greenery lining its path. But there is a pretty massive challenge to overcome here. Dubai's layout has made cars pretty much essential for daily life. Creating a shift to bikes requires completely rethinking how people move throughout the city. And that's why the loop is just one part of a much larger vision. The Dubai Cycle City 2040 master plan aims to create over 1,000 kilometers of cycling infrastructure throughout the entire city. There will be cycling bridges, dedicated lanes, and support facilities, all designed to make cycling the primary mode of transportation for 80% of Dubai residents by 2040. Yeah, 80%. URB, the company behind the project, is basically looking to surpass Amsterdam and Copenhagen as the world's most bike-friendly city. Construction dates haven't been announced yet, but if successful, this project would be a complete reversal of Dubai's car-focused identity. And speaking of transformations, this is the Oasis in the sky, or Therm Dubai, to give it the full name. It's a vertical wellness resort that'll allow you to escape the heat by heading 100 meters straight up. Architecture firm Diller, Scofidio, and Renfro has designed what looks like a stack of floating botanical islands coming out of a lake in Zabil Park. Each rounded platform flows into the one below, creating a tower of pools, greenery, and waterfalls. Inside, you'll find thermal pools, both indoors and outdoors, along with saunas, steam rooms, and mineral baths. The developers are pitching it as a sustainable paradise, claiming that 90% of the water will be recycled. But in a city that already consumes its fair share of resources, it's worth questioning how green a massive artificial oasis in the desert can truly be. The timeline seems pretty optimistic on this one too. Construction is supposed to begin in 2026, with completion by 2028, but that seems pretty ambitious for a structure this complex. Now, this oasis in the sky isn't the only megaproject adding to the city's skyline. Let's take a look at some of Dubai's branded skyscrapers. Because as we speak, developers are designing some pretty crazy buildings. From buildings connected by swimming pools to towers inspired by luxury watches and cars. And we'll look at those in just a second. But first, we quickly want to thank our long-term partner CyberGhost VPN for sponsoring this video. With over 38 million users worldwide and a near-perfect score on Trustpilot, this is one of the most recommended VPN providers on the market. As you know by now, a VPN is essential for protecting your digital privacy. And if you think you're already covered because you only browse in incognito mode, well, think again. Plenty of eyes are watching you every time you go online, and incognito mode really only gives you a false sense of privacy. Your internet service provider, your school or work's IT department, even your home Wi-Fi router, they can all track what you do online. And that's where CyberGhost VPN comes in. Simply select one of their over 100 locations before you browse to encrypt and reroute all of your traffic through their secure servers. This way, no one will even know about your online activity. CyberGhost also unlocks geo-restricted games and content from over 40 streaming platforms like Netflix, Amazon Prime, and Disney+. And you can even score better deals online by simply changing your virtual location. It works on all major devices and operating systems: Windows, Mac OS, Android, iOS, and you can protect up to 7 devices at the same time. Perfect for sharing with friends and family. With our link, cyberghostvpn.com/megabuilds, you can try CyberGhost for just $2.03 a month, plus 4 months for free, which is a whopping 84% off. There's even a 45-day money-back guarantee, so you have nothing to lose. Thanks again to CyberGhost VPN for sponsoring this video, and now, back to Dubai's crazy new skyscrapers. First, there's the Regent Residences. And here, Foster & Partners has designed a pair of 180-meter towers with a swimming pool that bridges between them at the penthouse level. Yeah, you could literally swim from one tower to the other. These buildings will have 60 apartments, with each residence occupying a whole floor. Every unit will have a private pool on an outdoor terrace, staggered to make it look like water is cascading down the buildings. And construction is expected to begin soon. Next up, we've got Muraba Veil, which is perhaps the most unique of these buildings. This 380-meter skyscraper is just 22.5 meters wide, making it unusually narrow for a building of this height. In fact, it would become one of the thinnest skyscrapers in the world based on its slenderness ratio. The Steinway Tower in New York is the current record holder at 18 meters wide. The tower will have 131 apartments that all span the entire width of the building, giving residents views in both directions. Then there's the Franck Muller Aeternitas Tower. Big Ben, eat your heart out, because the world's tallest residential clock tower is coming to Dubai Marina. And it'll be 450 meters high. That's more than 4 times as tall as London's iconic landmark. While a lot of the details remain under wraps, the project is part of a growing trend of luxury brands jumping into Dubai real estate. Now for the Burj Binghatti Jacob & Co. Residences. Construction is underway on this one too, and it's aiming to become the world's tallest residential building, surpassing New York's Central Park Tower. At a planned height of 557 meters, the Burj Binghatti Jacob & Co. Residences will rise 104 floors above Business Bay. The most impressive feature will be this crown of diamond-shaped spires. But if cars are more your thing, you might prefer Mercedes-Benz Places. Car manufacturer Mercedes-Benz has partnered with local developer Binghatti to create a 341-meter tall residential tower in downtown Dubai. The building is supposed to use Mercedes' design philosophy of sensual purity throughout its architecture. And if, like us, you're wondering what that actually means, well, according to their marketing materials, it's about timeless and beautiful spaces, or something like that, at least. Apparently, nothing says sensual purity quite like stamping a car logo on a luxury apartment building and charging premium prices for it. And of course, not to be outdone, Bugatti is working on its own Bugatti Residences. The development draws inspiration from the luxury brand's hypercar designs, with aerodynamic contours and sleek lines throughout the building. The project includes 171 Riviera mansions named after iconic destinations like Cannes and Monaco, plus 11 limited edition Sky Mansion penthouses. But the craziest thing is the car elevator you'll find in the garage with direct access to the penthouse. Yeah, you'll literally be able to drive your Bugatti into your living room. But okay, maybe you'd like to be closer to the Dubai Opera. Well, if so, you might like Al Habtoor Tower. This residential skyscraper is in the heart of Al Habtoor City, directly off the Sheikh Zayed Road. Again, specific design details are limited with this one, but the location will give you immediate access to the Canal Side Promenade, known for its entertainment and dining venues. Okay, so we've had buildings inspired by watches and supercars, but what if that's not really your thing? Well, Safa Two might be right up your alley. You see, the Safa Towers, located on opposite sides of Sheikh Zayed Road, are inspired by emeralds, diamonds, and rubies. Safa One was the first to break ground. 2 towers of 62 and 44 floors beside Safa Park, developed in partnership with Swiss jewelry house de Grizigono. Safa One was such a success that Safa Two is pushing the boundaries even further. The tower's standout feature is its ruby heart, a massive crimson structure suspended at the 60th floor that houses an infinity pool. As you can imagine, it gives the building a very distinctive silhouette, visible from all across the city. Above the ruby heart are the super luxury floors, because regular luxury apparently just doesn't cut it anymore. These are topped by the 85th floor with something called the Edge Walk. If you've got the guts for it, you can literally step outside the building's perimeter and walk along a transparent platform with nothing but air between you and the ground. The very top of Safa 2 hosts Dubai's first fog forest, a rooftop garden perpetually shrouded in mist, offering a cool retreat from the desert heat, along with another place to admire the view. Construction is underway with completion scheduled for early 2026. Now let's hop on over to Uptown Dubai. This massive project aims to build a complete urban ecosystem covering almost 1 million square meters in the heart of New Dubai. The master plan includes 7 mid-rise towers and 2 super tall skyscrapers, arranged around a central plaza. The outdoor space will host everything from art installations to fashion shows and musical performances. But the real centerpiece is meant to be the Uptown Dubai Tower 1, also known as Burj 2020. It's a proposed mega-tall skyscraper designed by Adrian Smith and Gordon Gill Architecture. And at 711 meters tall, it would become the second tallest building in the world. The tower was named right after Dubai won its bid to host Expo 2020, a giant international exhibition back in 2013. But over a decade later, construction still hasn't started yet. So we'll have to wait to see if this project ever becomes a reality. Next up, we've got the moon. This is a 274-meter replica of the actual moon, which would rise above the city on top of a 30-meter building. It's a $5 billion megaproject, building a sphere-shaped resort with 4,000 hotel rooms and an arena capable of hosting 10,000 people. The structure would glow at night, simulating the moon's phases with advanced LED technology. And inside, they're looking to replicate the sensation of walking on the moon's surface. To be honest, this whole concept looks pretty familiar. Though Dubai's version is even bigger, the sphere has a diameter of 177 meters, while the moon will have a diameter of 229 meters. And up next, we're dealing with one of the biggest challenges of living in Dubai: the sandstorms. You see, in Dubai, sandstorms can strike when you least expect them, and they severely disrupt daily life, shutting down transportation and causing serious health problems. One potential answer to that is the Sandstorm Towers. Kalbat Design Studio has unveiled plans for 25 buildings that would function like massive air purifiers, designed to capture sand particles and clean the air during dust storms. Now, they're just concepts for now, but they would line Dubai's main street, each featuring an unusual hourglass-like shape with 2 deep cavities built into their structures. And the science behind this concept is actually pretty clever. Soil particles are naturally electrically charged, so the towers would use magnetism to attract and neutralize these particles as they pass through the buildings. As you can see, sand-filled air enters through responsive shaders, which adjust their openings based on how intense the storm is. The more sand in the air, the wider they open. The particles then pass through a series of carbon filters, which gradually neutralize their electrical charge, with the cleanest air emerging at the output. And this is pretty neat. The designers are planning to create sand batteries, which would store thermal energy created by heating the captured sand to around 400 to 500 degrees Celsius. This stored heat could later be used to generate electricity or heat water throughout the city, with the potential to store energy for months at a time. But while Sandstorm capturing towers are just theoretical at this stage, another ecological project is moving forward that could transform Dubai's relationship with its coastline. This is the Dubai Mangroves. And URB, the same company behind the Loop cycling network, has unveiled plans for what would be the world's largest coastal regeneration project. They're looking to plant 100 million mangrove trees along 72 kilometers of Dubai's shoreline. Each one can absorb approximately 12 kilograms of CO2 per year, meaning the entire forest could capture 1.2 million tons of carbon in that same time frame. That's equivalent to taking more than 260,000 gas-powered vehicles off of the road. Mangroves also act as natural barriers against coastal erosion, absorbing the energy from waves and storm surges. Their root systems provide breeding grounds for marine life, supporting local fisheries and enhancing biodiversity in what is essentially a desert ecosystem. Plans also include a mangrove visitor hub for education, botanical museum, and a nature reserve conservation center. These facilities will teach residents and tourists about the importance of coastal ecosystems, while creating approximately 10,000 new jobs in ecotourism. Currently, the project is in its early stages, with 6 pilot zones in the design and research phase. The developers plan to use cutting-edge technology, including drones and AI, to monitor and optimize the restoration process. But there are a few hurdles to overcome here. For starters, balancing natural habitats with human-accessible spaces requires very careful planning, which is why the design includes pocket beach parks, areas where people can interact with the restored environment without disturbing the natural habitats. The Dubai Mangroves project is part of the city's 2040 master plan. And while these trees take root along the coast, another ambitious environmental project is taking shape offshore, the Dubai Reefs. A floating community dedicated to marine research and conservation. This concept, also developed by URB, envisions creating the world's largest artificial reef, covering 200 square kilometers of ocean floor. The project aims to establish habitats for over 1 billion corals alongside coastal mangrove forests. But rather than building on land, the main structures would float on the water, creating self-sustained communities where scientists, tourists, and residents can coexist. One of the main elements would be a zero-carbon marine institute, providing facilities for biologists and oceanographers to study and restore marine environments. The plans include floating accommodations for both tourists and researchers, renewable energy generation, and facilities for regenerative ocean farming. URB says the project could generate over 30,000 jobs in marine science, conservation, tourism, and sustainable food production. Like many of the mega projects that we've covered today, Dubai Reefs is still in the conceptual phase. There are also some pretty big engineering and funding challenges to overcome here before construction could begin. So, what do you think about Dubai's insane mega projects? Let us know your thoughts in the comments below. And if you want to try out CyberGhost VPN, make sure to use our link to get their special discount for just $2.03 a month, 4 months for free, and 45 days money back guaranteed. CyberGhost VPN will protect your data while you browse and give you full access to all blocked content on the internet. As always, thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.